If you own a gun in America, listen up, because the ground has just shifted right under our feet. Thanks to a bombshell Supreme Court decision called Bruen, the entire rulebook for gun laws has essentially been thrown out and rewritten. So in this breakdown, we're going to walk through the 10 biggest changes you absolutely need to know.
So yeah, let's just get right to it. The entire world of gun law has been turned completely upside down. And look, staying on top of this stuff isn't just about being smart. Not knowing these changes could cost you big time.
All right, let's start with the big one. This is the single most important change. It's the bedrock that makes all the other changes possible. This is the new foundation for every single gun law in the country.
And that foundation is a brand new standard for how every gun law is judged. See, after that Bruen decision, every single gun restriction, I'm talking federal, state, even local town ordinances, now has to pass the toughest legal test in existence. It's called strict scrutiny.
So what does strict scrutiny actually mean for you and me? Well, in plain English, it means it's no longer good enough for the government to say a law is just a good idea or that it might help. From now on, they have to prove, with cold, hard evidence, that their law is absolutely necessary to solve a real, critical problem.
And that's the key right there. The entire burden of proof has flipped. The government now has to prove their restriction is not only necessary, but also narrowly tailored, which means it can't just be a wide net that catches innocent people in the process. The shortcuts are gone. And honestly, this one change alone puts thousands of existing laws on very shaky ground.
Okay, so now let's see how that new foundation builds up into stronger rights for self-defense. We're talking about powerful new protections for you, right when you need them the most. Now this next change, it tackles a huge fear for so many gun owners. For years, you could do everything right, a completely lawful act of self-defense, and still end up financially ruined by civil lawsuits. Well, guess what? That era is over. And this slide just lays it all out. The old way, an attacker or their family could drag you through the courts and sue you for millions. The new way, there is an absolute shield of immunity. If you defend yourself lawfully, you cannot be sued in civil court. Period. They now have to prove your actions were criminal first, which, in a legit self-defense situation, is a massive hurdle to clear. And the protections get even stronger when we're talking about defending your own home. The good old castle doctrine, it just got a major upgrade.
This is so important. The burden of proof has totally shifted. It used to be that in some places, you, the homeowner, had to prove you were justified in defending your home. Not anymore. Now the prosecutor has to carry the entire burden. They have to prove you were in the wrong. You are now presumed to be in the right from the get-go.
All right, next up, let's talk about the bureaucratic games that have been used for years to frustrate gun owners. You know, the endless delays, the vague denials. Yep, that's all coming to an end. First on the chopping block is that indefinite waiting game for concealed carry permits. You know how some states would just let applications collect dust for months, sometimes even a year or more? That whole practice is now illegal. States now have a hard deadline, a ticking clock. They have to approve or deny all carry permits within 60 days. 60. No more excuses, no more endless delays.
And get this deadline has some serious teeth. If they miss that 60-day window, your permit is approved by default. They can't just stop the clock by asking for more paperwork either. The second your application is in their hands, that timer starts.
Now for the fifth major change, which targets another bureaucratic cop-out. In the past, some agencies would actually deny a permit just because their own system was slow or backlogged. Well, that's banned now. They can no longer deny you your rights because of their own inefficiency.
And this leads right into our sixth change, which eliminates arbitrary power. It's now illegal for an official to deny your permit based on some vague gut feeling or personal discretion. Decisions have to follow clear, objective, black and white rules. No more guesswork.
Okay, now let's look at how this ruling puts new, powerful limits on government overreach. We're talking about real accountability for officials who might violate your rights.
This one is a game changer. For decades, a legal shield called qualified immunity has often protected individual police officers from being held personally responsible when they violate someone's rights. Well, for Second Amendment violations, that shield has just been shattered. If an officer violates your clearly established Second Amendment rights, they can now be sued personally.
This is a big one. While a national gun registry has always been illegal, a bunch of states found these little loopholes to create their own massive databases to track gun owners. This ruling slams that loophole shut. All state-level firearm registries have been declared illegal.
And the court didn't mess around. They laid out a clear 3-step mandate. 1. The registries are illegal. 2. They have to be completely wiped and destroyed within 180 days. And 3. The states have to send you written proof that your personal data has been permanently deleted.
The 9th major change is all about simplifying travel. For years, traveling across state lines meant navigating this confusing, dangerous patchwork of state-by-state rules that could turn a law-abiding citizen into a felon by just crossing a border.
But now, a national standard for recognition has been set. I mean, look at the difference here. We've gone from a total legal minefield to a much clearer system where the vast majority of states now have to honor your valid home state permit. It makes interstate travel a whole lot less stressful.
Look, these changes are creating brand new opportunities. And if you're looking to navigate the rights restoration process, you've got to be ready to move. Go to LegalGangsta.com and get your 925C Federal Gun Rights Restoration Workbook. That way, you'll be fully prepared the moment that application portal opens.
So there you have it, 10 changes that have fundamentally reshaped gun rights in America. They're officially the law of the land. But the big question that's left is this: how will they be enforced where you live? Staying informed and vigilant is now more important than ever.